Yeah, from an agency perspective, we have already started around 2009 with the Space Situational Awareness Program, and we have started to investigate what is actually needed in order to satisfy the user community, and we have started establishing requirements, and that took quite some time. When I came to the agency in 2015, I had a task actually to review what would you need in order to establish a space weather monitoring system and to provide the right services to the community and the user. And since then, we are working on a system that is able to monitor and to provide services, but still, even though we spent a lot of time already, we are still in the middle of implementing it. So we have now around 200 services running that are available to our users. But the monitoring system, we are just starting up. So we have some sensors already in space, and we are planning to launch some missions, space weather missions that will monitor the sun, for example, but also the proximity of the Earth, and to establish this so-called distributed space weather system. And we are also planning to launch a mission that monitors the aurora in the coming period. And that means that the train is running, and it has a certain momentum because the users and the needs, they are relatively well established. And now we have actually to implement the system to make everybody happy. So I believe that in the future, the system will be fostered and it will be further built up, and then at the end it has to be maintained. I think the European Space Agency in particular is of course responsible for the European systems and services, but we collaborate with our international partners, and what is specific to Europe is that we have a relatively self-standing system. So that means our services and also the space monitoring system is also supposed to be relatively self-standing, but nevertheless we also rely on information and data and satellite sensors that we get from other partners. So the European approach is special in that sense that we have actually started up organizing ourselves, and this you can see in this European Space Weather Week that is organized, and we are inviting our international partners, but we have our own community, and we have a special approach here because space weather is at the forefront, and we are trying to become a bit independent to have a European system that is relatively autark at the end. I learned about E-SWAN when I joined the program committee of the European Space Weather Week, which was this year, and I started to get involved, and I understand that E-SWAN is now taking on, in particular, the duty of organizing the European Space Weather Week, but also the journal, the related journal, and it's an overarching institutional association that is actually needed in order to coordinate. So the European Space Agency is already coordinating also a lot of activities in terms of the organization of the system that is needed, but it is needed also let's say an organization that is taking a higher level of responsibility and organizes itself, because in particular if we meet every year at the European Space Weather Week, then it takes another year to meet each other. And I think also what we learned during the European Space Weather Week and the communication that we exchange needs to be taken, and somebody needs also to follow up the actions that are resulting from that. So this organization, in my view, is really an added value. But also here, I would think that it is just the start of this organization, and the duties will grow with time, and there will be probably more activities or more responsibility for E-SWAN in the future. And that might also include at the end the international context. So somebody needs also to represent Europe on a global scale or international context. And that's of course also a lot of work. Yeah, I would say to them good luck and I wish you all the best. I hope that you manage to organize and to do all the tasks that you have foreseen, and I'm sure there will be more tasks coming. And I would think that the members of E-SWAN, they should also be active and help the E-SWAN board in order to tackle the right things and to develop E-SWAN further in the future.